dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano Boarding and Day School.
Alaikum, it's me Teacher Hussein. Welcome back class, Ramadan Kareem. Today we are going to continue our chapter of making the work easier, which is the last chapter of the course. And today we are going to see how the simple tools we have learned in our last class are used safely. We have learned the hammer, we have learned the seesaw, we have learned the jembe or the hoe, we have learned the spade, the wheelbarrow. Today we are going to pick some of these and we want to explain how to safely use them. So we'll start with how generally the safety. When using simple tools, simple tools like what? Simple tools like the spade, like the seesaw, like the scissor, like every other simple tool we have seen in our last class. When using them, one should hold and use them safely. You have to know how to hold them safely. You have to know how to use them safely, right? How to use them safely. Okay, how to use them safely. This is to avoid accidents such as cuts and bruises. Why do we want them to use safely? Because if we don't use them safely, we might experience accidents like cuts and bruises, right? Cuts and bruises. Okay. Some of the tools like the saws, jembe or the hoe, the pangas, the knives have cutting edges. They have what? Cutting edges. So if you don't use them properly and safely, they will cut you, right? They will cut you. If they are not used properly, they can cause injuries like cut and bruise, as we have seen, right? Like cuts and bruise that we have seen. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the hammer, right? Let's start with the hammer. Let's start with the hammer. So this is hammer, right? This is the hammer. Using hammer safely. Hammer is a simple tool. What's hammer? It's a simple tool with heavy metal head. It has heavy metal head. This is the head of the head of the hammer. It's made of what? Metal. That's why we're saying it has what? Metal head, which is heavy. It's what makes it heavy. And woody handle. We have this handle, right? This handle. This is the handle. It's made up of what? Wood. It's made up of, normally it's made up of wood, but there are some which have handles made up of metal too, right? But most of them, the handle is made up of wood. It's used for breaking things or driving nails into woods. For example, if you want to put a nail into a wood, for example, you want to fix a broken table and you want to drive a nail into that table, and the table usually is made up of what? Wood. So if you want to drive that nail into that wood, you will be using what? We use what? We use the hammer. We use the hammer. Okay, let's see our next example. Let's see our next example. So this is how to use the hammer safely. This is how to use the hammer. This is how to use the hammer safely, right? Example: how to drive a nail into a wood using hammer. Using hammer, right? So step number 1: hold the nail upright. You hold the nail upright on a piece of wood. Step 2: hit it, meaning the nail with the hammer while still holding. You keep on holding the nail and then you hit the hammer slowly until it enters slightly into the piece of wood. So do this carefully so that you do not hurt yourself. Okay. Step 3. Okay. Step 3. Remove your hand now. the hand you are holding with the nail, you remove it slowly. Step 4, drive the nail into the wood, right? Into the wood using the hammer, That's how you use it. Okay. So let's see our next example, which is the saw. Using saw safely. So saw is a simple tool that has a blade and handle. It has sharp teeth for cutting. When using a saw, move it backwards and forwards. That's when you are using what? The saw, right? Okay, so this is the saw, right? This is the saw. This is the handle. This is where you hold, right? The handle. And this is what? The blade. The blade has toothed. It has toothed edge. It has an edge which has small tooth. That's the thing that helps us cut the wood, right? Thank you for or everything else that we are cutting, right? Okay. Using banga safely. Banga is another tool, right? Banga is another tool for cutting. Banga is commonly simple tool used in many communities. A banga is used to cut things such as wood, napier grass, or any other grass, maize stalks, and sugar cane. This is napier grass. This is how the napier grass looks like. This is wood. This is what? Sugar cane. This is sugar cane. So we use banga to cut these things, right? Okay, using bangas. When using a banga, you should never place your hand close to the cutting point. For example, you are cutting a wood, you don't have to put your hand close to where you are cutting because you may cut yourself too. This is to avoid any injuries. The hand holding material to be cut should be very far away from the cutting point. Yes, from the cut. For example, if the material you are cutting is a wood or sugar cane or napier grass or anything else, your hand should not be close to that particular material you are cutting, right? To that particular material you are cutting, right? Okay. Now let's see knife. A knife is a common tool used in our houses. You see it daily. It's used for chopping meat and kale and peeling potatoes and many others, right? Peeling potatoes, chopping meat and kale and peeling a potato, right? Potato. When using the knife, avoid chopping without using a chopping board. You have to use a chopping board. You have to use a chopping board. You have to use a chopping board when you want to chop meat or kale. You can easily cut yourself if you don't use it. So this is the knife, and this is what? The chopping board. This is the chopping board, right? This is the chopping board, and this is the knife. Okay. Let's see how to use safely the jembe tool. Jembe, also known as hoe, is a common simple tool with a long handle and blade. It's used for digging the soil and removing weeds. It's used for what? Digging the soil and removing the weeds from the farm, from the field. It's important to use jembe properly while digging. Yes, as every tool we have explained. The place you are digging should not be close to your feet. We usually use the jembe for digging, so we hit it on the ground. So the place you are digging should not be close to your feet. Otherwise, you will hurt your feet. It should not be close to the foot to another person who should be in the shamba with you. Shamba is a small bush, right? Shamba is what? Shamba is the bush you are in. So if there is someone around you, you have to take good care of around your surroundings. Yes, your surroundings, because there may be someone, and while hitting, you may hit him on the head too. So you have to take care. You have to take care. Okay. Okay. This is the jembe. This is what? The jembe. This is the blade. This is the handle. This is the handle. This is the blade, right? This is the handle. This is the blade. Okay. Bottle opener. The bottle opener is a simple tool used to open soft drink bottles. Soft drink bottles. The bottle opener should be held properly to prevent the bottle from breaking. If you don't open it very properly, you may break the bottle and it may hurt yourself and damage yourself. So you need to take good care of it. Okay. Avoid also hurting yourself while using the bottle opener by being gentle and slow. You don't have to open the bottle with the bottle opener in a very hurry way or rush. You don't have to do it in rush. You have to do it in gentle and slow manner. Okay. This is the bottle opener. This is the bottle opener.